Very common name, GTR. Greetings and welcome to smartwatchtics.com. This is the ZEBLAZE GTR 3. It's the third edition in their GTR line. We've seen several companies going back and forth and using GTS for square, GTR for round, and it gets really confusing. So we have to refer to the company's name. Wow, look at this. It's all set up to hang on a rack at your local store and sell it right like that as a what they call point of purchase, impulse buy. I don't doubt it because it's relatively inexpensive. The ZEBLAZE GTR 3 comes all together with the unit, the bands, and the charger. And they're giving it to you from their ZEBLAZE official store on AliExpress. The price range about $40 to $45 depending on the overall configuration, and when you go there you can click to check it out. And of course, look at this, we always got coupons available, so be sure to click on this link in the show notes. That'll get you over here, and if we got some extra coupon discounts, you can get those as well. It's always changing, so when you're ready to buy, check the current price. The GTR 3 is a 1.32 IPS display, and it has Bluetooth calling, 24-hour health monitoring, and a whopping 240 watch faces with 70 different sports modes. That pretty much sums it up, but if you want the more detailed breakdown, you have voice calling in it. You've got 360 by 360 pixel color display. You have on-wrist skin temperature sensor. Not many have that. Heart rate monitoring, blood oxygen, proximity sensor, that's your step counting, accelerometer, all of that. It's using Bluetooth BLE 5.3 and 3.0 for the Bluetooth calling, because the phones, that's how they do the calling, is at level 3. But all your tethering is going to be at a very nice, solid 5 level. Capacity of 240 milliamp hours for the battery, and the battery life is around 15 days typical. Heavy use about a week. Continuous voice calling up to 280 minutes, and you don't have to take a breath during that whole time. Like Mr. Tix, you can just talk and talk and talk and talk. It's good to listen for at least 1 minute, though. Charging time about 1.5 hours, and it's an IP68 waterproof, so might be submersible. Yeah, a lot of them are nowadays, and we've demoed that for you. We've got all these different features, the clock features, daily smart features, active tracking features, and we'll be showing you all of this stuff. On the back side, we've got more. Here's all the different sport modes. Look at all of those. Skating, aerobics, curling. Wow. Watch faces, you got 5 default ones and 240 plus that you can add. Generally one at a time, sadly. I wish you could put a whole bunch on like on Android watches, but no, can't quite do that. Languages, the GloryFit app, languages, message pushes, languages. Again, the app is GloryFit, and basic interesting information. It's got a zinc alloy button and case on this one. The wristbands, their information, and your overall measurement and temperature zone. Yep, which we'll get to as we unbox it. We've got a nice TPU bands, kind of rubberized, and it's a very dark color black on this one. And they're curved in how they meet the watch. So they're not the typical kind you're going to pick up at the store. They are removable, but they are contoured specifically for this watch. Pop the cover off on the front. On the back, you have a cover over the instrumentation. Those are your diodes and such. There's a little connector point for the charging cable, which is your standard magnetic charger. And it looks like it's good and sturdy. Yep, it'll hold the watch without any trouble at all. USB connection on the other side. And what have we got? We got 2 buttons on here. There's a little hole for the microphone. Speaker is over here on the inside side. So we'll see all that. And there's the thermometer. When you see one of those little silver dots on the back, generally that means it'll do temperature as well. So it's seems to be a really sophisticated health watch. We're going to jump into the English version of this, which I thought it said was first. I guess it's second. Okay, Okay, looks like introduction here, appearance, all the different keys and operation. The QR code for downloading the Tethering app, GloryFit. But we again recommend you use the link in the show notes or just hunt for GloryFit from the Google Play Store and download it there rather than from these QR codes that you find in the apps or on the phone. Charging information, data storage. Here's what the watch looks like, doing motion monitoring, sleep monitoring, the measurement of health data for heart rate, blood oxygen, blood pressure, and temperature. And again, check all of this against a calibrated instrument. These are not medically certified devices, so they're just for fun. And it's always good to check with your own professional readings. Different sport modes are all here. Here's call answering and ending, basic Bluetooth stuff, making a call, media, audio. You do have the voice assistant, Google or Siri in this one, so you can activate that. Remote pictures, remote music playing. So the music in this watch will play out of the watch, but be originated from on your phone. So you have all the storage space of your phone and your music library sorting over there, and you can play it right here. Alarm clocks, reminders. Here's your different themes, they call them, different ways of displaying the apps. I always do it in the text mode, so the listings, so that you can actually read them. But once you memorize what all of the icons look like, you can do that. You can change the different dials, and you saw there was a ton of dials available. And here are the basic specs. Okay, enough, yeah? Let's put it together and play with it. Here it is. And it looks really nice with these specialized bands on here. But remember, they are specialized. The bands won't work on other watches, definitely. It does look like you could put standard bands on here and it would just go straight across. But this integrated band is really, really attractive. So as usual, you press the red button. If there's two of them, it's usually the top one. It vibrates, tells you who it is, ZEBLAZE, and it pops into its opening watch face. It's a little after 12 right now, so it's showing you the hour and a big digit there, and then you've got an analog hand here for everything else. Now, something interesting, if you just watched the recent video we did on the Sinbono watch, you're going to find that this looks practically identical, this user interface. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail with you. You saw the red light flash. That's for the blood oxygen on this one. The thing this has different about it is temperature. It's showing you the outside temperature and your body temperature when you have it connected, and I'll put that on and show you more later. The Sinbono one didn't have that, but it was showing blood pressure, of which this has, but it's not showing the cart. So subtle differences, but the basic layout of the user interface, all of it, is identical between the two watches. So I found that really interesting. When you slide up, any messages sent from your phone are here. Come this way now, and you get into all of your activities. Now, the different activities, again, are the same as what's on Sinbono. And you've got a whole bunch of them, 70 some odd, and really exotic stuff. All of your martial arts things, dance things are in here. You also can get to that by pressing the bottom button, just like on the Sinbono watch. Beyond that, you've got your step count, your calling information. When you hit that switch and activate the connection to your phone, then everything else lights up for your call logs and your contacts, and you can do Bluetooth calling. Your heart rate, your overall body temperature, which is on this one now, and that's that little dot right there. Yep. You've got blood pressure, blood oxygen, weather, then the music player, messages, alarms, respiration rate. It'll monitor you breathing in and out and tell you what your current rate is, and you've got the breath exercise, exactly identical. We've seen this before. It's why I'm moving through quickly. The same two games are on this watch. You've got your voice assistant, Siri or Google, depending on what your phone connection is. In functions, you've got a stopwatch, timer, and that flashlight that you saw at the beginning there when I swiped down. That's in here too. You have settings, and you can set it for your female cycle if you're registered as a female, and set all of that up in the GloryFit app, which happens to be the same app that we tethered with also for the Sinbono smartwatch. We've got brightness and bright screen, which I can now change to 15 seconds. It'll stay on a little bit longer. This is different. I haven't seen this on here. Sound, you can turn phone on, media auto, and phone ringtone. That's great. That's a new addition that's on this one only, where you have a bit more control of the audio that's going to come out of the watch. You may want the phone to ring, but not to actually ring on your watch if you're in a meeting, but still be able to make the phone calls. About the watch shows you that it's the GTR 3, and of course you can turn it off, reset it. The app download is the QR code for GloryFit. Again, recommend you just download it directly from the Google Play Store. And then you can set a password for this watch as well. So, yeah, very similar user interface. If you've been watching our videos here, we have a few different watch faces that are stock for this one. There's this fun round one. There's one that's another basic digital like that. This shows you that we do still have a black boundary or border around here, almost like a bezel. It's flat, of course, all the way across glass, but it is inset a lot. Most of the watches nowadays are going to edge-to-edge screens, and that's pretty cool. This is a place where you do have active buttons, supposedly. You can touch on these and go into those different areas. Again, I'm not going into the details of all of these charts. We've already covered that extensively, but you do have your current heart rate, continuous reading, low and high and current, and 0, midnight to midnight. So all of that's there for your heart rate. Let's switch over to the app now. We cover this one a lot, over and over. GloryFit. Oh, yes. I've already got it loaded. I got it all synced with the watch. Everything's hunky-dory, as they say, and it's doing its thing right now. You're supposed to twist your wrist and light up. Maybe you don't have that turned on. Got my target. I got my current steps. It's synchronizing. This is weather currently in the area. That being white and not red means it's tethered. You've got your heart rate here. You can touch it. You can touch here. You can touch the chart there. You got all of your data in here. Yes, I'm going very quickly. Much more detail if you watch the Sinbono review. Here's the last night's sleep information. Gives you some quality analysis that's fitting to that particular night for you. This will change over time. And you can see your basic deep sleep and light sleep. I'm not getting rapid eye movement readings at all in GloryFit. This is the second watch. I got none, but I do wear my rings, and I do wear other watches, and I do get REM sleep. So I'm not sure why REM isn't working. Maybe it's not being tracked on this one. Blood pressure readings, there are none because you take that instantaneously. I can hit start here. It will activate it from here. You'll get your systolic over diastolic. It will show you a little line on here, and that's it, one data point. Blood oxygen, on the other hand, will give you the entire night. And look at that. There's a sleep apnea point. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I took the watch off then. I don't know. 9:40 this morning, supposedly. I had a blood oxygen down to 92. Not good. But sometimes during the night, if you're having breathing issues, you'll see it dip. And that can give you some indication that you may want to have your body or yourself checked out to see if that's something that you have to address. It's set up to take it every 10 minutes for this. And again, you can start it remotely here, and it switches to blood oxygen. And it'll do that testing using the red diode. Covered that already. So that's going on. You have body temperature. Now, this is new on this one. You didn't see this before. It's giving you your actual body temperature. The watch will also show you your skin temperature. Come in here. You see the complete chart. It fell way off when I took it off before starting this review. But generally, it's running between 97 and 99, so very sensitive that it will give you your overall reading. Now, ladies, you may be able to use this to monitor where you are in your ovulation cycle. If you studied up on that, that could be of benefit to you. And the current temperature is here, and if I start, now you'll see there 92.3 is 92 is the skin temperature as it settles in on that. And it's taking an instantaneous read, doing the same kind of thing, averaging these things out and testing here to give us the current body temperature. When it's finished, it'll lock in on a number, and that will appear here as well. So you can take remote temperature readings with this watch, which is great if you've got somebody in the other room with COVID that you want to check and see how's their temperature, how's their heart rate, how's their blood pressure, how are all these other measurements. So there we go. It locked in at 97.8, 0.9, and that's your overall body temperature. That is a definite benefit to this particular GTR 3 from ZEBLAZE. Is the fact that you have all that other stuff, but you also have the body temperature capability. Sports is where, again, you can do your various sports and tie it in with GPS in your phone to get the track of where you're going, but you got to bring your phone with you. Devices where you can control all of these different things. And Me is where you set up all of the information about you, ladies, your physiological cycle. You can see the whole calendar in here and where you are and what the forecast is, like a weather report. You got all of that there as well. Again, more detail on this app is also included in the Sinbono review we just put up. So check that one out in combination with this one if you want more information. All in all, it's a really nice watch. It's very thin. It's got the speaker on the side, which, just like the Sinbono, is very nice, good and loud. You can cover it to mute it. Microphone is over here. Not dunking this one in water because it's not claiming that it's fully waterproof, and I don't do that unless they say for sure that I can prove it to you. But it is IP68, so there's a good chance that it could survive a casual dunk in the sink. Let's call it the sink. Yeah, you can pick it up through the ZEBLAZE official store at AliExpress. I've got a link in the show notes for you. I may have a couple of other sources for it as well by the time this is published. So do check down there. Check the different buying links I've got for you and the coupon discounts that are applicable. The range in price is dependent on its combination and what it's coming with. So you have to kind of just click on these and see. But it's roughly $40 to $45 without coupons. So I'm sure you can get it down lower than that. Alrighty, gang. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.